Hello everyone and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are going to actually see what we can do about some loose joints. If you just watched my last video with the solitaire articulated icons figure, you'll know that one of my concerns was a lot of loose joints on it. So I've been doing a little digging and I found a couple of solutions, and I thought we'd try it on solitaire and also my Batgirl leg. Anytime I try to stand her up, you can see if she puts any weight on that leg, it's extremely loose, and you can't really see it wobbling too well, but there's a lot of wobble there. So we're gonna do this little home remedy that I saw online for the articulated icons pieces removed, since they come apart so easily, and then we're gonna try to apply this solution just to the joint itself without doing any kind of disassembly down here in the hinge here, to see if that will help and see what we can do. So to do this, I went around online. There is basically a large number of people that said basically this Pledge floor polish will do it. Now, there's been a couple different versions of this floor polish, and every version that I saw online is no longer out there. But a couple people that I saw, this is essentially the same formula. It's just been repackaged and rebranded a few times, but it's still the same thing. So we're going to try this one out. I picked this up at, I think it was Meijer, actually. It was on sale for like $4 for way more than I'm ever going to need. I cut the bottom out of a water bottle, and I got just a little bit down here. And then I'm going to use a Q-tip and a toothpick, and we're just basically going to see what we can do to apply some of that solution to these pieces and see if it works. So, I mean, really, I guess let's just jump right into it. One of the ways that I saw people doing it is they were, sorry, hold on. Let me just adjust the lighting because it looks like you guys can't really see. There we go. We'll bring it down a little bit there. So it just says, take a toothpick or whatever and put a few drops in there. So obviously I have here the articulated icons. We're going to basically put a couple of drops inside the armhole there and try to get that fixed. And then we'll put some on the actual pegs themselves as well. I might even just dip it in there. And then I didn't mention this in my review, but the leg joint, or rather the ankle joint, was really loose too, so I might just do the same thing and just dip it. But for this piece, we're going to see if I can get a little bit on here. And we're just putting this in. I can't even really tell if it's going in there, to be honest. The toothpick method oh, there we go, nice big drop. Okay, I was going to say the toothpick method that people were recommending didn't seem to be working too well. Now, you've probably heard of the super glue method. I don't know how I feel about that because honestly, super glue concerns me. I don't want to super glue my pieces, and I'm just going to literally, I know you can't see it, I'll try to do it where you can. I'm just going to dip this one right in there. That just seems like a better option to me. And we'll pop that arm back on. And I guess you just give it some twists and whatnot. We'll see. Now for the arms or the biceps, I'm going to go ahead. Let's do the toothpick method again on the inner arm. And just get some big droplets in there. And I couldn't find any tutorials on how much to put in there, so I don't know if you're supposed to soak it or what. I mean, I'm putting a pretty fair amount. I'm not exactly filling the whole of the peg up with it, but definitely enough that it would be quite a bit in there. So let me go ahead and finish getting those in. That's pretty well saturated. Kind of hard to see. I know it's not focusing great, but yeah, that's quite a bit in there. We'll do a little bit more, why not? And I'm going to use the Q-tip, we'll apply it on here. It just seems like it'll be easier to dab it on here. All right, there we go. Plenty on there, and go ahead and reattach the biceps. Now, I can tell you right now, it's still loose. Now, I did see also that you're supposed to let this stuff cure for up to 24 hours. So what I'll probably do is once I get this done, I'll kind of revisit the the hinges and stuff and see how they held up. But for the moment, actually, I can kind of feel them getting a little stiff, so that's actually kind of impressive. All right. We're going to do the toothpick method again to get some inside the foot here. And you could probably do a paintbrush or something like that. This just seemed easier. All right. And we'll go ahead and just do the Q-tip method for the peg down here. And I'm really getting this one definitely very saturated. Like I said, I'm not exactly filling the peg hole up, but I mean, it's definitely noticeably has quite a bit in there. Let's see what happens. Maybe I will just try to go ahead and fill this one up. It'll probably leak out a little bit. I don't know if it's going to cause any discoloration or anything in the figure, but whatever. We'll find out, I guess. All right. And we'll go ahead and pop his foot back on. Maybe. Pull it off screen here. Looks like I might have to kind of push it on a little bit harder than I thought I would. Holy cow. There we go. Okay. Foot is back on. And yeah, I can't really tell anything there yet either. Arms are definitely still very loose, and actually I didn't, this wasn't an issue when I did the review on this not that long ago, but his shoulder actually became pretty loose too, so that's one of the main reasons why I decided it was time to try this. But, well, that's Solitaire. Let's take a look here. So Batgirl, her leg is loose this way, back and forth, so that really should mean, boy, yeah, look at that, so it should be this peg that's basically right in there is what I need to try to apply this to. So let's go ahead and just see if I can literally put it in there, and hopefully it seeps down into the peg itself. Go and get a couple of big drops in there. And I'm just basically, I'm getting this toothpick saturated to the point to where I have a drop on it, and I'm just letting it basically go into the peg area there and hoping that it's kind of seeping in there. Wiggle it around a little bit, see if we can't get some movement. Boy, I feel like I'm not getting very much. I feel like a small syringe or something like that would be a lot better than this toothpick method, because I just don't feel like I'm getting very much. It doesn't really look like I'm getting very much. Let's see. I really saturate it here. There we go. There's another big drop coming down. Oddly enough, this one it's kind of feeling like it's a little bit better. I don't want to give this stuff too much credit because I, again, don't know if it's supposed to be exactly instant acting. I feel like it's a curing process. So, well, I think that's going to about do it. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stop the video here for the moment, and I'm going to revisit this tomorrow, and we're going to see how well this is held up, and we'll kind of do a update there. So I'm going to stop the video now, and we'll check back. All right, and it hasn't even been a full 24 hours. It's probably been only about, I don't know, maybe 12 or 15, because I did this, the first part of this video last night, and this part now we're kind of midday here the next day. And already, though, I am starting to see the results. So with Batgirl, the leg is still slightly loose, but she could not stand up on her own. She would basically twist anytime weight was down. One of her legs would kind of give, and she would twist and fall over, but she's not doing that twist now. So she can actually stand up on her own, and the joints do feel a little bit more stiff. And taking a peek in there, you don't have any kind of discoloration. There's a few spots that look glossy, especially down here where it overdid it. But this stuff does just come right off. So you can just use your fingernail and just clean it right off. So that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to do this method before trying any super glue method, because anything like that, it just literally, like I said, you can take it off with your fingernail. Now, Solitaire was my biggest concern because obviously those arm joints were terrible and he couldn't even hold a sword. And we can see now the floppiness that was in those joints is basically gone. It worked out really well here, where I can still feel like there's a few spots that it hits where it's a little bit loose, like kind of right there, but nothing compared to what it was before. I mean, he's holding his swords, and last time I could do this and it would literally hang down there. And same thing you can see again. Let me get that out of the way so the camera will focus. There we go. So there's a little bit of residue left on some of the joints there, but again, that can just come off with my fingernail, so that's not a concern. He's holding, like I said, holding the swords now quite well. His foot joint does seem to be a little bit stiffer as well at the ankle, so I'm pretty happy with the results there. This shoulder that I put it on as well seems to hold up now a lot more. It's a little loose, and like I can feel as I move it, like there's a few loose pockets, but for the most part he's actually looking pretty good. I could maybe, if I really wanted to, put another coat of that pledge on the joints again and just kind of build up a little bit more even. But yeah, this pledge basically puts, the best way to describe it when it's dry is almost like a waxy feeling, and it seems to hold that. I mean, that's awesome. Like, that is a huge improvement. I mean, the fact that his joints now don't just flop around, that is awesome. That is what I was looking for. I actually did notice he's got a pretty loose thigh joint here, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to fix that. I'm going to look online and make sure whether or not this piece just pops off, and then I might do that. But that one wasn't as bad as the fact that I couldn't pose his arms at all holding a weapon. So very cool. So again, guys, right here, Pledge Revive It Floor Gloss Original. And you saw me at the beginning of the video. You don't need a ton of this stuff to make it work. And again, I'll probably apply a second coating, maybe to some of the joints that are still a little loose. But for the most part, I mean, this stuff, there's no way I'm going to go through this. I don't even have a floor this will work on, I don't think. So this is going to be something that's just going to sit there forever. But yeah, this is the right stuff. This does work on loose joints. I definitely recommend it if you have loose joints, just because the super glue method can cause discoloration, and if you do it wrong, you can freeze the joints permanently. At least this way, the worst thing that happens is you get a little stuff on the figure that you just might have to wash off if it comes to that. But again, guys, that is it for this little tutorial here. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did like it. If you got any comments or any little tips and tricks that you have for some action figure doctor work, go ahead and leave them down below. For more content like this, including action figure and collectible reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And aside from that, as always, thanks for watching my video, and have a great day.